Okay, there's something going on here and I can't figure out what it is because I'm not seeing myself and I have no idea why this is happening. Huh. Okay. Let me type my welcome. So if you are hearing me, um, uh, if you're hearing this and you're watching, please like type a message in. I can't see myself. I have no idea what's going on here. There's a disconnect. So I see there's some people watching. So if you can just type in a hello in the chat, um, because I'm clueless as to why this is going on. So yeah, Anna, I don't know what's going on with the camera thing either. So it sounds like you guys can hear me on YouTube. If there's anybody on Facebook, hey Marlou, I've been wondering what you were up to. Uh, so right now this is going to. I don't know what's going on with the video. So guys, there's no video today, and I'm the only one who's taking care of things here. So I am not sure why this is happening because let me try this. There we go. There's something that happened in the live stream. Okay, and the camera was on, but it was not coming through, so I had to restart. Anyways, we're here now, aren't we? So good to see you guys. So let's take a deep breath and shake it off if you need to, and just kind of get settled in. All right, now that we got this technicality taken care of, good. I feel better. Yes, I see you guys now. Uh, yeah, there was a little problems getting on, and I don't know what that was all about. But that was, anyways, we are here. So let's just kind of tune in and get settled in, and just take a couple deep breaths. These things happen in life, and then it's about reorienting and coming to center in ourselves, even in the midst of the frantic. I'm not always good with that. I will admit. um, so coming into that core alignment. Yeah. And okay, see some people. So really come into that center. So some people are a little off. So hi Diana. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Um, I see you on both. Uh, some people are just a little off. So let's really come into that center alignment here, and just kind of keep pulling in. Just think center, center. Get really core into the center. Like there's a plumb line that's dropping right down through the top of your head, down all the way through. And plumb line for buildings. And I'll take a look at your question in a minute, Bhavna. Plumb lines in a building, there's a weight, there's a line with a weight, and it's to see if things are straight. I don't know how much they use them now, but certainly in the older days they were used. So something could be seen as if it was straight because that was just this weight. So imagine that coming. Yeah, there we go. And that's going right through the core view. So people are kind of getting to a clear place. A lot of weightedness coming out of people. Dancing to Bloom, hello. Um, afternoon, nighttime. Yes, thank you. Yes, I know for some of you out there, it's actually nighttime, probably fairly late, like around 10, 11 o'clock at night. So thanks for joining in. as well as people on the West Coast and people on the east side of things in on this continent. And feeling yourself getting settled into what you're sitting on. So kind of coming into feeling yourself sitting on something. I'm just going to tune into the whole group for a minute while we kind of just shift to a deeper space. Yeah, there's some old stuff that's shifting out for people. You know, it's interesting because when we come, hi Elizabeth, when we come in and no, okay, Matthew, he's like way out in Hawaii. Aloha, Matthew. And so that's like 6 hours from East Coast time. We got a good spread here. So thank you all for joining. Um, so what was I saying? So come into what you're sitting on and really feel that connection. Like just really explore that connection between your body and whatever you're sitting on. Or if you're lying down too, that's fine. And just explore that. Notice, maybe your sit bones are hitting the chair, the cushion. Maybe there's a little bit of a cushion, but then it's kind of going through to a harder part of the seat or not. Just explore that. Maybe you're on a really soft pillow and it's just coming up on the side of your seat. We had a little doggy next door, by the way. It's a nervous little doggy sometimes. And just explore that. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's yeah. So what I was saying before a minute ago was that when we're kind of by ourselves, we kind of go through our day and then we're going through stuff, and then coming into couch, okay, coming into a group and where everybody's kind of knows what we're doing here. Most of you guys have been on for at least a couple times or so, and then that really helps us, because it's like, oh yeah, right. We kind of get that reminder, not just from one person, not just from within ourselves, but from others. So here we are in a group. We got a good number of people here, and so we're creating that resonance within ourselves, and we're getting that support to get into that resonance within ourselves. So, so just kind of bring to mind of aligning, really centering yourself, your body. Let's start with just the body on that core alignment. And let's see, does anybody need to do Elizabeth, do the spine? I think that would be better for you. Anybody else? Diana, also do the spine. Anybody else who needs, when you need more kind of oomph, physical anchoring in, pulling you in, do the spine. Okay. If you're feeling a little floating right now, come into your physical body and really feel into those bones and that spine. Yeah. And just kind of imagine now that spine is more on the back side, but kind of that plumb line is in front of there. Just a real thin line, like a little string that's got that weight that drops into the bottom of the earth. And so your plumb line, so feel yourself. I'm going to walk around the room here because I see some people are kind of pretty good. And there's some people, it's about half the group that's just not real centered there. So I'll kind of walk around and help you. But just kind of keep focused on, okay, coming into that plumb line, your own very own plumb line between the ethers, heaven, and the weight being in the core of the earth. Let's see. So, and some of you are pretty centered, but there's so much stuff around you, you can't tell. So it's making it a little harder. So let's clear up that stuff. So plumb line, and then also let's add in the skin. So become really aware of being inside your body, and like you're really like looking from within, and really like literally like you're looking out your eyes. So if you're looking out your eyes, your awareness is not here, it's your awareness is going to be right here. So pulling that awareness back into, and that's pulling your energy back into you. So like when you close your eyes, you feel like you're in a kind of a little tower of your body. Yeah, that's getting better. Some old stuff shifting out of people, some heaviness. Okay, good. That's good. Let's see. Yeah, most of the people are pretty well. Somebody is probably somebody who's kind of has tendency to be behind time. You're not aligned quite right. So, and behind time means you're always kind of late for meeting up with people, or slow getting up, or you think it's later or earlier than later than it is. No, let's see, how would that work? You think it's earlier than it is, uh, and you're always kind of running to catch up, or you're feeling like it's trying to catch up, and things like that. Felt in my tingle in the solar plexus area. Okay, good. I'll get a minute to the comments because there's some more comments that just hello, so I'll get to that in a minute. So let's kind of really bring everybody, let's get better aligned to present moment. So as I kind of work on the group, just focus. You can open your eyes for this if you want. That might be better. And look at something and really like pull back into yourself and really pull in, and like you're looking and you're noticing yourself looking at that object. So you're kind of more aware of yourself looking at that object than the object. And becoming very aware of your breathing as you're looking at that object, and starting to kind of notice what's around you. You know, slowing your awareness down, focusing on the breath, and becoming kind of hyper aware of your surroundings. Okay, so now there's a deeper, we kind of just shifted, the group shifted. So see if you can feel that and notice that. So there's a deeper quiet that has started to come through. Almost like a little bit of a suspended sense. So coming to a deeper space. So let's really work on this, and I will get to the questions. And Abhavna, Diana, there's maybe somebody else up there. I have to go back, but look. So focusing on your breathing, and being aware, like, so see if you can move your awareness down. So just slowly with every breath, just kind of drop down. So your awareness, instead of being up here, feels more like it's in this level, at the chest level. And just becoming aware of your breath. And your lungs filling up and expanding. Yeah, very nice. So dropping, just gently dropping into kind of a deeper state. And even if it's noisy around you. Just noticing that. And I did forget my disclaimer, so as we're just kind of in that deeper state. So this basically, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor or therapist. I don't prescribe or heal or diagnose. I'm just telling you what I see on the energetic and frequency levels. So if you need more specific help, you need to take care of yourself. Taking a nice deep breath in, keeping that awareness down. Sometimes you'll notice your thoughts, you'll notice yourself pulling back up. And you can feel that when we slow down and really pay attention, we start to notice that more. And maybe even pulling up and forward into the front of the head or even further out. So coming back and then dropping down. So, and this is all copyrighted, so you don't have permission to use this unless you get express written permission from me for doing so. And notice how that just starts to, like, slowly, as you do that, just kind of brings you slowly into a deeper place. And if you kind of doze off with this because it's late for you, that's fine. Or it's not so late, you still doze off, that's fine. And let's bring in a little bit more grounding here. You know, this is kind of a nice place of just being, but let's also anchor this into with a little bit more grounding. Yeah, the whole group. Okay, that's going through the whole group. That's really good. And, you know, when we get grounded, that really helps to clear up a lot of stuff, a lot of deeper stuff. And let's open up that space a little bit. Just give us more breathing room here. There we go. We can let the riffraff at the door. If you want to go back to the riffraff after this, you're welcome to do so on your own, on your own time. So start to pay attention to how that feels for you. You know, everybody's going to feel it a little differently. You know, and become aware. You know, we can pull up a little bit to the front if we have a thought or something pops up. You know, a noise or something. Somebody walking by in the next room or talking in the next room, whatever. And then just coming back into the chest and really focusing again on the breath. There we go. And if you notice anything that's calling attention, just kind of notice it and staying with the breath, staying with your body. Okay, somebody's feeling a little lost here. Almost like you're lost in the woods, kind of feeling. and trying to find your way home. So take a deep breath in. Home is right here with you, right here, inside of you, your home. Take a deep breath in. Yeah, there you go. Take a deep breath into yourself. Yeah. Everybody's pretty relaxed. Notice just see if you can notice your headspace as you're in a deeper, more relaxed space of feeling your breath. So deeper, you're more down, your awareness more down in your chest. And see if you can kind of become aware of staying down here. So you're looking from down here and just kind of notice, you know, if that headspace feels like you've got a helmet on. That's going to be from thinking, or having been in your mind, or having just been pulled up here because we learn to be in that higher state, or not that higher state, higher in the body, mental state. And then when we relax out of that, and if you start to notice that, you might kind of start to feel like it's actually not, it's kind of separated from you. It's not on, it might be right up close to your body, but there's a little space in between your physical body and you. So if you pull in enough into your physical body, you can start noticing that and holding with your physical body. And then it really staying with your physical body and keeping your awareness in your physical body. And that's starting to lift off. Okay, somebody's got kind of looks like cranial plate on top. That's kind of interesting. Okay, and that's a block in your connection up. So really work on that. It's kind of gives a sense of being in a experiment to see how the brain functions, and you've got this thing, and mental space becomes an addiction. Well, yeah, that's it. Now there's a good thought. There's a really good thought there. Yes, it's keeping a deep breath in. If you need to, every once in a while, just take a nice deep breath in, hold it for 2-3 counts, or even longer, or as long as you want or can, and then exhaling. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that piece lifted. I mean, it literally feels like somebody was whoever I was working on was in some kind of experiment. Just when you have all these, like a cap on your head, and you've got to see what the brain function is. What's going on with the brain? Oh, it could also be heavy metal stuff in the brain, patterning. So that can come from, heavy metals can come through a lot of things like chemotherapy, as well as too many hard supplements, like heavy supplements. Me, and me meaning what? Now I'm wondering, it's like B, was it relative to something I said? So it's like, is that you? So that's pertaining to you. Okay, let's see. Okay, nice deep breath in, and really feel that breath running along your spine, even past your head. And then on the exhale, exhaling out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Lightening up for everybody here. Okay, let's do that again, and just really bringing, and so lighting up, so that core, that plumb line, or your spine, your core channel, if you're doing that, lighting that up as you go to the top of your head to, let's do it, the top of the skull there, all the way through your whole body. Hold that. And then exhale and slowly pushing out. Yeah. So that's a little way to clear yourself here. My head feel on fire. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Yes. It's a lot of thinking, but it can be just not necessarily thinking, but yeah, overstimulation there. And it could be at the subconscious level too. Um, there's a sense with you, Anna, that part of that is subconscious, and there's like a fear trigger in there, so that it's like your mind is always kind of like searching your environment for anything that might need attention. So it might, and usually that's with fear, but it could be or needing to stay on top of the situation, which still connects up to fear, but kind of control. So if that makes sense to you, Anna. So it's like you're always kind of up here, even though you might not feel that way. So, all right, let me go back a little bit and see. Bhavna, can you please check for me why I'm so drained? Also, fear of being hunted down. It's exhausting. Yeah. Um, you know, um, some of this stuff gets really interesting because it's not necessarily from our personal experience, but it comes from before. I went through clearing that, and I was just really holding my space, and all of a sudden, I'm going in my mind. What's going? Gotta hide from the Nazis. Gotta hide from the Nazis. And both my parents lived in France during World War II, so I don't know if they actually quite lived in that kind of a situation, but a lot of people around them were there. So, and then it goes back, but just that, fear. So that fear of being hunted down. So, all right, let's see, Bhavna. Let's everybody take a nice deep breath in, hold it, and let's push all of that out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Bhavna, let's just take you out of that. It's like I'm seeing you in this space, and you're um, just all curled up, but and kind of hiding. So let's just shift you out of that, because that's not here and now, is it? And you don't need to have that reflected in. There we go. In in your current reality. Okay. So take a deep breath into that, Bob. Now I can shift it out of there. See how that feels. Um, let's see, Diana. I don't know why I'm not centered these days, since I do the same thing as before. My regressing. Um, no. So let me just. No, you're not necessarily regressing. Regressing is kind of a gives the sense that it's like totally fall back, and you've lost track of everything you're doing. So let's just check. You've been really busy. I think my sense is that you've been really busy at work, so that's kind of sidetracked you, uh, and even it's sort of like you kind of are doing it, but it's your mind is so busy, occupied with whatever you're doing, that it's kind of locked into that. And so you kind of feel like you're pulling in, but it's like you need to actually pull in even more with that. So let's see if yeah, you've got a lot of stuff there in front of you. So let's see if we can shift that for you. So take a deep breath in. Yeah, and I think you're starting to feel that. It's coming through the bottom. So feel your spine, but feel the whole inside of your body. There's a lot that's coming to the surface. There's been a lot that's been clearing out for people in September, and now we're going into to October. So that's bringing out a lot of stuff. There we go. So things were a little stuck there for you. And I think just being at work a lot wasn't allowing you to go in as deeply as you could and as you have. So as deeply because as we progress, we have to keep coming in more and more deeply. So it's not like the point you were at, the center point you were at a month ago. If you keep working on this, as you move for, as you head into a higher level, so it's that kind of pyramid, that triangle thing, pyramid. As you go up, well, if you're down here, you kind of got, okay, all this, you're pretty, it's going to feel pretty centered. But as you go further up, if you're going over here, it's like, oh, I'm not as centered as I used to be. And you're more at the edge, it's like, okay, really got to come in, deeper and deeper and deeper, kind of thing. um, so see how that feels now, because that you're kind of shifting into a better place here. When you get to it, could you please give some assistance with the bunions that I'm rapidly forming, and I run my family. Okay, let's see about that. It's I look at your feet and they don't look like yours. But they look weird and they don't look like I'm looking at your feet. And that looks like that's completely in a different reality. Like your feet, like literally from your ankles down. So it's like one thing is to really bring your awareness even more into your feet, by really touching them and looking at them and saying, no, these are my feet, my feet. Also visualizing as you look at your feet, and every day just visualizing, um, is visualizing that I think the bunions is like the joint, it's like the big toe is actually shifting like that. So the joint is shifting out, and visualizing it shifting back, and also just hold that, when you look, it's like kind of hold that thought. It's like of alignment of your feet of coming in. So it's like there's more and more. You have to go in more deeply into that, connecting in with your feet. Um, yeah, they're really not yours. Let's see. Okay, there's a little bit of pulling out. It's almost like pulling your feet out of shoes. It's really weird. So I don't know how much this. You're kind of shifting out of a layer, at least, of weird stuff. Um, my mind was spinning like a blade of a Cuisinart, like a good Italian food comparison. A mug being chopped up and expelled. Hey, that's great. What do they say? If you've got onion, if you've got pasta, make pasta, right? So I like that. I like the Cuisinart analogy there. Yes. So and just with your breath, just really bring your awareness in there and just expel it out. Yes, very good. Thank you so much. I will notice the change and let me know. Okay, feel into that. I feel a lot lighter, like the dead people can't find me anymore. Crazy. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it's like you were kind of in some kind of hole underground or some cave, hiding. And my sense is, you were being hunted down because of your brightness. So, yeah, we can let that go. Yeah, it's been busy at work. I get it now. Yeah, so sometimes, we just get in that place. So, hey, this is why we do this piece here of giving the space. So we have this space because it can be hard by ourselves, and most of us are like, pretty far away. We don't have anybody in the immediate area that's really doing this deep work as deep as possible. I like the futon. Yeah, I thought that was cute too. Yeah. So very good. So let's come into Let's come into the, I wanted to check in on Anna. Let's see, head. Yeah, okay, let's clear some stuff out of your head there. You've got also the other thing that's just coming up is like it's almost like a lot of pecking in at you, um, uh, like people, from other people at that non-physical level, with their thoughts, with their uh, almost kind of like they're talking about you, or it's negative. It's not nice. So let's get that out. Let's push that back a little bit here for you. Yeah, right. Okay, so I just did that, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're not doing anything." So yeah, right. I see you. I can see you, and Anna knows this too. So it's like time to step back here. There we go. Thanks so much, Marianne. This really helped. I'm smiling again. Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, hold on. Hold on with that next question. Oh, yeah, Vihan, he's sick again with sniffles and fever. I wonder if it's detox on these crazy energies. Um, thank you. Let's see, Vihan. What's coming up is that it's like I see him kind of all curled up in bed, but he's crying, so not at that deeper level. Um, what is that about, Vihan? There's a sense of, at some deeper level, something that he's experienced before, of going through a deep loss. Um, and yeah, there's a little bit of past life stuff, is what it feels like to me. And possibly being, also having gotten very ill in another life. So being affected by the stuff around him, currently, that's going in around. Let's see if we can help him shift. Mm, okay. Yep, there you go. Okay, so his spirit kind of shifted out of that space. So let's see how that helps him shift. So all of a sudden that helped him realize that it's like, okay, no, I don't want this anymore. Um, let's see, can you address addiction in general? I mean, to some degree, yes. I I did work on somebody recently, with what she felt was an addiction piece, and so the addiction piece is, it's like this thing of, um, your mind keeps going back to something, and you keep going back to something. And that was kind of interesting because it was like this past life thing that kept coming up, and I can't remember the whole storyline, but clearing that up, and that really helped her step out. So it depends on the level of addiction. I haven't worked with anybody who is severely addicted. I a long time ago, I did work with somebody who was going through AA, so she was actually out of that. And I know that one of the things that's really important is understanding you are more than your addiction. So that was something that she really got out of working with me, is understanding. It's like, because in AA you go, it's like, I'm an alcoholic. It's like, no, you're not an alcoholic. You're you. Then there's this piece that's about having been alcoholic. Separate out those two, and releasing, letting go of that identity piece, is big. So to some extent, yes, to the lighter addictions, I have been able to work with this, and support people get into themselves and anchoring into themselves, at a deeper level. Marlou, feeling lighter, but have this heaviness and fog in my headspace. What's with that? Yeah, and I'm waiting to hear from you. So just so I have you here, so hopefully we can connect soon. So let's see. Um, yeah, you do. You do. You've got this dark cloud hanging over the top. It's really interesting because it's kind of top half of your. Um, okay, let me take a look at that, Ilaria, in a minute. Let me finish with Marlu. Um, okay, Marlu, you're still in the space of separating out from old stuff, that recent separation stuff. Um, and you need to really step in and, you know, take ownership of your space more. So come into your, so see that, come into your body, come into that space. So everybody, this is a little technique. I've done this before with here, but you know, notice what you're feeling and feel it, you know, come in to your, there you go, you're lifting it off into your body, especially right where you're noticing it, and just say, no, that's not me. This is me. Yeah, there you go. So part of that is that little remnants of victim patterning, where you're letting something happen to you. So you just kind of needed that little oomph to just say, okay, boom, nope, stepping out of that, you know. And so, you know, sometimes we don't even notice that that it's coming up. I mean, we think we're pretty straightforward, and I was doing that yesterday with a friend, and I started like just chit chatting. We were talking about stuff and kind of focusing in more deeply for ourselves, and all of a sudden it's like it really became clear. It's like, no, there's this thing that's going on for me here. It's like, no, this is I'm stepping out of this. So same thing with you, Marlu. That's just kind of this habit, victim habit, kind of stepping in a little bit, and boom, now you just kind of stepped in, and so like got real fierce about that. So that's good. Okay, I mean, covert addictions. Anything can become an addiction. Self-sabotage. Yes, absolutely. So so all of those things. Yeah, and all of those are kind of these things that tie us into getting addicted to something. That unworthiness, the sabotage, the, you know, yeah, all of that. So all that come in to addiction. Um, so again, I haven't worked with really deep level, and at this point in time, of all from all the time that I've been doing my work, uh, I work more with the people who are, you know, kind of taking more responsibility for themselves. So if people in heavy addictions are usually not at that level yet. Um, can not having enough sleep be one of the cause behind of being behind time? Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it can be. Uh, and so you're always trying to catch up. Let's see, with you, Elizabeth, there's a sense of avoiding sleep somewhat. So because that kind of take you into a deeper space. That kind of takes you out of being connected with yourself. So um, if you're like doing the 18 day, if you have done any of the 18-day, playing that in the background. I'm trying to think if I have a recording thing. I do have one, so I'll mention that. For detoxing, there's a recording that I have on my website called "Increasing the Brilliance of Your Body and Energy Field." So really to help you really kind of connect with your body and get into owning your body kind of thing. And by owning, I mean really bringing your awareness in every system of your body and the energy field. I mean, you can do the first half with just the body, but going through the whole layers of the energy field is also good. So that would help you, Elizabeth, with kind of, and you can actually play that in the background also while you sleep. Um, yeah, because it's like you've got this fear of it. That's what it feels like. At least this piece is just this fear of going to sleep because you don't want to kind of get lost somewhere else. You're trying, you're really holding on to being in this reality, kind of thing, as best as you can. So can you check my bones around my growth areas, my hips? Sometimes hard to walk. Yeah, there's kind of a distortion in your lower abdomen, um, and that is not that well. That is a time-space distortion. It's just it's like I see you, and I see that part of you is like it's totally different. It's not you. It's not current you. So uh, really come in. So one thing to work on is to really come in and when you're taking a shower, when you're taking a bath, is really feel that area of yourself and literally, even with your hands, feeling your thing, and also that actually that audio that I just mentioned might be really good to really help you come into each of your systems in your body, like the skeletal, the cardiovascular, and really coming into that and shifting out of that. So it's kind of an audio meditation that takes you into really connecting with each system of the body, and then shifting it a little bit. So really come into Marlu. Thanks. Yes, that makes sense. Yes, sometimes we just we kind of don't notice because it's so. Um, well, it's an old habit. Actually, Sunny, first time today. Coincidence? uh, thank you. You are awesome. What's this elbow cough? I don't understand what that means. I know people do that. I've never done that because I thought that was just kind of, I don't know. I never could get into that because I know I'm in good health. I wonder if next week you are able to do a group medi on money and lack programming or even clear patterns for us and prevent success. Well, we'll see what comes up next week. That's a possibility, kind of always seeing kind of what comes up in the moment for that. So let's take a nice deep breath in. Oops, I need to try to do two things at once here. Um, Working on my coordination, my two-level coordination here. Okay, everybody take a nice deep breath in. Coming into alignment with yourself. Just feel that calmness where you are. Feel your breath. Come into your breath. Right, and just really let yourself sink into your body with every breath. And just letting yourself becoming aware of whatever comes up. It could be a little ache, a little pain, a little stiffness, a little itch, whatever, a little noise, a little thought, and just noticing that, but having your awareness stay on the breath. Hey, Elizabeth, is really connect to yourself before you go to sleep. Take some time to really make that connection with yourself and connection with your body, and just say, no, I'm here, and really coming into that physical space. So noticing your environment, noticing your body. So noticing the wall, and then really coming into that awareness of your body, your awareness of yourself looking at the wall, and feeling the space around you, and coming into your body. So making that, really working on that connection for yourself before you go to bed. is good. Muchas gracias. Okay. Y muchas gracias a ti también. So, little announcements. I am growing my business very organically. I do not advertise yet because uh, this is a one person deal right now. And the problem for me with advertising is it gets into, it's always getting into this lag piece. So I've always had a really hard time because for me, primary is the purity of the work, and I don't want to mitigate that. So I'm a little slow in just letting it grow organically because I also am growing too. So subscribe and like. Thank you. There's people who are sharing it, and announcing it to their friends. So I appreciate that. Thank you. If you're not, I think probably most of you join my newsletter. But if you're not, consider. I send out about once a month just to keep you in check on what's going on. The audios, I believe the audio is called, if I remember, it's kind of a long name. I should find shorter names, but that's the way it came up to be called. So, increasing the brilliance of your body and energy field. So, it goes into both because I work with both. And, and so, yeah, and appreciations for sharing and inviting people or maybe having a little bit of a harder time. Um, and doing it on their own. Anybody wants extra practice, and just being in a great group of people, have them join up, So, and thank you, Bhavna. Your work is so powerful and transformative. Yeah, um, I it's that I really appreciate that because I know that that's what I came for, is to really to be here this time and to help uh, transform everybody. And of course, all of you are also here transforming everybody as you do this work. We are transforming. So it's not about going out and doing anything. So by showing up here today, by even just on your own, really working on aligning with yourself, it's we are transforming the world and existence. Humanity existence. It's a ripple out effect. So thank you all for your part in this because you're all playing a part. So okay, so we're going to end here today. Thank you all for showing up. We'll be back next week, and probably some of you I'll see directly, meaning interacting directly with you on messengers or whatever. If not, we'll see you whenever in the ethers. We're always connected in the ethers. Dancing in the Loom, really feel that new versus old reality with my feet and some other body parts. Thanks so much. Oh, great. And Cherie, hello. Thank you. Um, so didn't know you were showing up there. So thanks for that little pop in there. And until next time. So take care, everybody, and keep up the good work.